Praise be to Jesus. From today we start reflecting on how to manage the emotion of anger in our lives. How to handle this emotion of anger. What we are going to learn in this teaching is this. What is the emotion of anger all about? Why has God given us the emotion of anger? Secondly, we will learn 3 masks of anger. 3 ways all of us tend to get angry. Then we will reflect on 3 top reasons why all of us get angry. And lastly, we will reflect on how to handle the emotion of anger. Have you ever seen why a gentle mother slings her child? What makes a gentle mother sling a child? There is a family function that is going on so well, and suddenly the family function turns into a fight. What has gone wrong? Why has the family function suddenly turned into a fight? What makes us parents scream again and again on their child? If we look in all these 3 examples, the common emotion that it has is the emotion of anger. We need to know that our emotions are a gift from God, but they are leaked in all situations. James chapter 1 verse 19 tells us, the anger of man does not bring about the righteousness of God. Anger is not a good or a bad emotion. It is a charged emotion designed to protect someone or something. I repeat again, anger is neither a good emotion, neither a bad emotion. It is a charged emotion which is designed to protect someone or something. Ephesians chapter 5 verse 26 tells us, be angry but do not sin. Do not let the sun go down on your anger. In this verse, the Apostle Paul gives us 3 facts about anger. The first thing he tells us is be angry. What is the Apostle Paul trying to tell us? Is he trying to tell us get angry? No, of course not. What he's saying is, if you are feeling angry, that's fine. Feelings is validating our feelings. Feeling angry is normal. It's fine. But then he goes on to say, be angry but do not sin. He tells us that when we feel angry, it is we who have to choose how to get angry. We have to express our anger in such a way that it does not lead us into sin. And then he goes on to say the third fact, do not let the sun go down on your anger. What he's telling us is this, do not remain angry for long. Do not remain in your anger for long. What we are going to learn right now is why God has given us this emotion of anger. If we look at the scriptures, there are 2 specific purposes why God has given us this emotion of anger. Reason number 1, God has given us this emotion of anger to correct a wrong. There are times when we see something wrong happening, and that immediately makes us feel angry, and we feel this is wrong. This is what is going on here is not right. And God allows us to experience the emotion of anger when something wrong is happening. The reason is so that we will take appropriate steps to correct that wrong. So the first reason why God has given us the emotion of anger is to correct a wrong. The second reason why God has given us the emotion of anger, this is what we see in the scriptures and throughout the scriptures, is to get justice done. Oftentimes we see, whenever we see injustice, especially injustice towards us, maybe the injustice towards others does not affect us that much as the injustice that we see done towards us. And whenever we see this injustice happening, what we experience is the emotion of anger. And God has given us this emotion of anger so that we see that justice is done. So there are two specific purposes why God has given us the emotion of anger. First, to correct something that is wrong. Second, to get justice done. The scripture, especially the book of Proverbs, has a few sayings on anger. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 19 tells us, if we keep getting angry over every little thing again and again and again, what can happen is we can develop a pattern of anger. What does it mean? What does the author trying to say? The author is trying to say, if we habitually keep on reacting to situations with anger again and again and again, anger will become a pattern. Then for every little thing we will find we are feeling irritated or we are getting angry. Proverbs chapter 22 verse 24 tells us, if we move or if we stay with people who are short-tempered, people who get angry again and again, we will also catch it. And so it tells us to avoid a hot-tempered person as far as possible. I know sometimes it's not logical, it's not practical to avoid, but it tells us as far as possible, avoid a hot-tempered person. Proverbs chapter 29 verse 22 tells us that uncontrolled anger can affect us in the following ways. Number one, uncontrolled anger can cause splits in relationship. It can cause splits in relationship. It can stir up dissension. It can stir up a fight. It can cause a fight. As we have seen why God has given us the anger, to correct a wrong, to get justice done. As we have seen that anger is neither good, neither bad, but it is a charged emotion. It is a charged emotion that we are charged. When we feel angry, we feel charged. It is a charged emotion to protect someone or something. Let's now look at the second fact, the second thing about anger. The second question is 3 masks of anger. 3 ways all of us express anger. The first, I would like to mention all the 3 ways, and then we are going to look at each and every way in a detailed manner so that we can discover whether I have this pattern of anger in my life. What are the 3 ways we mask anger? What are the 3 ways we all express anger? The first way is, I want to give certain names, describe it in certain names. The first are the spewers. Second are the stuffers, people who stuff anger. Third are the leakers. Spewers, stuffers, and leakers. These are the 3 expressive ways we express anger. I remember giving this teaching in one of the prayer groups, and after someone heard this teaching, this is what the person told me. He says, I don't have one way of expressing anger. In fact, I express my anger in all the 3 ways. I says, can you share how does it happen? He says, at home I'm a spewer. In the office I'm a stuffer because I can't express my anger towards my boss. Otherwise I may land up in a difficult situation. And with my friends I'm a leaker. That when my friends hurt me, little by little I start expressing my anger towards them. As I heard this, what he said was true. Sometimes we can have all the 3 ways of expressing anger. Like this brother, some of us can also say, yeah, the problem is same with me. At home, I am a spewer, I erupt, I can't control my anger. In the office, I am a stuffer, I can't back answer my boss, I can't tell him he's wrong. And so I keep on stuffing my anger. And with people who are close to me, with my friends, when they hurt me, I become a leaker. Now let's get into learning in detail about these 3 ways we express our anger. 3 ways we all express anger. The first way we all express our anger is given in the word called spewer. Spewer. Who is a spewer? A spewer is one when he or she feels angry, he or she will explode. That's the word. They explode or they erupt. They are not able to control their emotion of anger. When anyone irritates them or frustrates them, these people find it very difficult to control their anger, and they will explode and they will erupt. They are like volcanoes erupting, or they are like time bombs. They just explode. Why does a spewer act like that? What is happening in the mind of the spewer? And this is the message that goes on in the mind of a spewer, because of which the person explodes, the person erupts. The message is this: anger is necessary. A spewer will keep on saying, it was necessary for me to get angry. I had no other option but to lose my temper. These people understand only this language. They can't understand any other language. This is the example, this is the thing that a spewer will say. Anger is necessary. Why does a spewer get angry like that? Because it gives him a false sense of power. They will always vent their emotions. They believe in venting their emotions. The spewer will always say, I don't keep anything in my heart. Whatever is there in my heart, I will like to speak. Yes, there is a way, there is a time, and it's important that we speak everything that is there in our heart. There is no need for us to keep things in our heart. But the most important thing is how we are going to express it. That's going to be an issue. A spewer is unable to control his or her anger. What does a spewer do when they get angry? What do they do? And these are some of the things a spewer will do. Number one, they will yell and they will scream. You can suddenly find the spewer yelling, screaming, shouting at the top of his voice. They become demanding. They start demanding. They are no longer requesting, but theirs is a demand. A spewer keeps on repeating the same thing again and again and again. They will try to intimidate. They are very blunt. Very blunt. They don't care how other people will feel. They are very aggressive. They can become violent and abusive. This is what a spewer does when he or she gets angry. They can abuse people with their words, and they can even at times be physically abusive. What happens when a spewer reacts like that? What happens to him? What happens to the people around him? When a spewer reacts like that, the spewer thinks that this is what will bring relief. So the spewer will be blunt, he will yell, he will shout. But after he does all that, suddenly he finds he is more wounded. He has hurt himself more. Not only he has hurt himself more, but he has hurt the other person also more. There is a loss of control which a spewer will experience over himself. They will find that they are unable to control themselves. They will find afterwards, after all happens, after they have said everything, then they will start feeling guilty. They will start telling themselves, I shouldn't have done this, or I shouldn't have said this in this manner. They start regretting. And along with the regret, they will start blaming. They will blame someone or something and say something like this, you made me angry. And that is what a spewer does. Hurts himself, hurts others. There is a loss of control over self. And after they do all this stuff, they feel guilty, they feel regret, and then they start blaming. What a spewer needs to do? What is the one thing that he needs to do that will help him to use his anger in a healthy way? The one thing a spewer needs to learn, only one thing he needs to learn, is how to control his anger or her anger. The spewer needs to learn how to control their anger. Am I a spewer? I'm going to give you sorry, a list of 10 questions. 10 questions. And as you are hearing, to know, just these 10 questions are just a reflection for us to know whether I am a spewer. As we hear these 10 questions, what I would like you to answer in your mind is yes, maybe, no. Yes, maybe, no. Or you can even say yes or no. Don't think about it. I'm going to repeat the questions faster. I'm going to say them faster, but don't think about it. Just hear it and say yes and no. If we get 5 yes or more than 5 yeses, then I am a spewer. One of the ways I express my anger is I express it by becoming a spewer. Let's have a look at these 10 questions. Question number 1, a spewer. Question number 1. I can be blunt or forceful when someone does something to frustrate me. Yes or no? I become loud when I get angry. Yes or no? When someone confronts me about a problem, I tend to immediately answer. I don't think, I immediately answer. Yes or no? Everyone, the 4th point, everyone should accept my opinion. Yes or no? When something goes wrong, I focus so much on fixing the problem that I overlook people's feelings. When something goes wrong, I focus so much on fixing the problem that I overlook the feelings of people. Yes or no? I get caught in bickering with people who are close to me. Oftentimes, I'm bickering with them. With people who are close to me, I'm just bickering with them. During disagreements, I tend to repeat myself. Whenever I have a disagreement, I tend to repeat myself. Yes or no? I find it hard to keep my thoughts to myself when I know something is wrong. I find it hard to keep my thoughts to myself when I know something is wrong. Yes or no? I have a reputation of being strong-willed. I have a reputation of being strong-willed. Yes or no? Last question. I tend to give advice even when others have not asked for me. I tend to give advice even when the other person has not asked me. Yes or no? Now out of these 10 questions, if I am getting 5 yes, 5 answers were yes, 5 or more were yes, it just tells me my style of expressing anger is a spewer style. Let's look at the next way we express anger. After a spewer, the next way we keep on expressing our anger is by becoming a stuffer. A stuffer. What does a stuffer do? A stuffer will always repress and suppress his anger. They will always repress it. They will always suppress it. They are afraid to express their anger. They will deny and avoid situations that make them angry. And at times they will even deny that they are angry. Or they will avoid situations that can make them angry. So a stuffer is the one who stuffs, who keeps everything to himself. Why does a stuffer do what he's doing? Why does a stuffer do things like this? It is because the message that is going on in their mind. What is the message a stuffer has in his mind? Remember, we found out what a message the spewer has in his mind. A spewer says, anger was necessary. It was necessary for me to get angry. What does a stuffer say in his mind when he's getting angry? The stuffer has this message in his mind. Anger is bad. It is bad to get angry. It is wrong to get angry. And so, because this is the message that is going on in the stuffer's mind, the stuffer decides to keep his anger inside. How does a stuffer react when they get angry? What does a stuffer do when he or she gets angry. These are some of the following things a stuffer does when he or she gets angry or when he or she gets upset. Number one, they will deny. They will deny. They will not accept the fact that they are feeling angry. They will deny that they are hurt or they are angry. Why do they do that? Why does a stuffer deny that he or she is angry? He denies his anger because of fear. Because he is afraid to express his anger. Because he or she is afraid that if people know he is angry, what will happen? They have a fear in showing their anger. And what do they fear? So the key word, why a stuffer stuffs his anger all the time? Because of fear. Fear of what? They fear God's displeasure. They think showing angry is not good, that God won't be happy with them. They are afraid of rejection. They are afraid that if they show their anger, how the other person will think about him. Or maybe the other person may reject them if they show their anger. They are afraid to show their anger because they feel guilty. And they don't want to feel guilty, so they may not accept. They may deny their anger. Sometimes a stuffer fears retaliation. The stuffer is afraid that if I express my anger, if I show my anger, then these people may retaliate. They may retaliate to me in a physical way. They may end up punishing me. A stuffer is afraid of punishment. A stuffer is afraid of consequences and outcomes. So what will he do? He will withdraw, or at times he will cry when he is alone with himself. How do these people stuff? What are some of the things they do that makes them stuff their anger? They stuff by ignoring. They ignore. They just ignore. The problem is there. It's like you see the tiger there coming towards you and you close your eyes. You ignore or you deny. You deny that you are angry. You pretend that you are not angry. You pretend that everything is fine. Or sometimes they will bury the anger in them. They will keep it in their heart, perhaps all their lives. What happens when a stuffer keeps on stuffing the anger? What are some of the consequences a stuffer suffers when he or she does not express their anger, does not show their anger? And these are some of the things that happens in a stuffer's life when they stuff their anger. Number one, it affects their physical health. They start getting physical ailments. They erupt. Over a period of time, the stuffer keeps on stuffing his anger inside. He keeps on keeping everything inside. As long as people are hurting him, he keeps on stuffing till one day a time comes when he can't stuff it anymore and suddenly he will erupt. They develop resentment. Unified stuffers are always resentful. They will always have resentment towards the people who have hurt them. You will always find them resentful because they are stuffing their anger and perhaps they are meditating on it daily. They become doormats because stuffers are not expressing their anger, because stuffers are not showing their anger. What happens is they end up becoming doormats. People walk over them. People start getting away, doing negative things to them in their lives. They will regret. Stuffers also regret. Stuffers also blame themselves, and sometimes they say, why I am not able to stand up? Why I am not able to stand up for myself? Why I am not able to protect myself? They regret. They end up blaming themselves. They think they are the cause of the problem. They think the other person got angry with me, got upset with me, treated me in this manner. Maybe something is wrong with me. They end up blaming themselves. What does a stuffer need? What does a stuffer need to do to deal with his anger correctly? First of all, these are some of the things a stuffer needs to do to learn to deal with his or her anger correctly. Number one, they need to know anger is okay. Feeling angry is okay. It's normal. It's okay to feel angry. It's normal to feel angry. No big deal. It's fine. A stuffer also needs to acknowledge that he or she is hurt. Needs to acknowledge, I am hurt. I was hurt by the way the person spoke to me, by what he said to me, and after getting hurt, I am feeling very angry. A stuffer needs to acknowledge the hurt and the anger. A stuffer needs to become assertive about their needs. We all have emotional needs. Needs for acceptance, emotional need to be respected, to be treated with respect. And we all need to be assertive. A stuffer especially needs to be assertive about his or her needs. He cannot allow people just to walk over him. Lastly, a stuffer needs to become clear about what they will do and what they will not do. What does it mean? A stuffer needs to have a clear understanding. I'm going to express my anger. And as I'm going to express my anger, what will I do? What will I say? As I'm going to express my anger, what I won't do, what I won't say. A stuffer needs to have clarity about it. Let's look at 10 questions. We saw 10 questions of a viewer. Now let's look at 10 questions to know whether I am a stuffer. So once again, as we hear these 10 questions, the answer we need to give is yes and no. Don't think about it. No time to think. Just hear the question and say yes or no. And if we get 5 yes, that means one of the ways I express my anger is I am a stuffer. The first question, I am very image conscious. I don't want others to know about my problems. I am very image conscious. I don't want others to know about my problem. Yes or no? Second question, even when I am frustrated, I portray it having all together. Even when I am frustrated, I portray it, it's all fine, all together. Yes or no? I am reserved about sharing my problems and frustrations. I don't easily share my problems or frustrations with others. I am reserved. I keep things to myself. Yes or no? The fourth question, if anyone upsets me, I can let days pass without even mentioning it. If someone upsets me, days have gone, weeks have gone, without any, I don't even mention it. Yes or no? The fifth question, I have a tendency to be depressed and moody. I often feel sad. I often feel low. There are mood swings I keep experiencing. Yes or no? The sixth question, resentful thinking is common for me. Most of the time I'm angry. I'm angry with people. I'm angry with my family. I feel like no one cares for me. I'm angry with God. Yes or no? The seventh question, I suffer physical ailments like headaches, stomach ailments, and sleep disorders. Yes or no? The eighth question, there are times when I wonder whether my opinions really matter. There are times I wonder, there is no point in giving my opinion, whether my opinions really matter. I keep on wondering that. Yes or no? The ninth question, I feel paralyzed when I am confronted with unwanted situations. I feel paralyzed when I am confronted with unwanted situations. I become cold. I just freeze. I get scared when I'm confronted with unwanted situations. Yes or no? I feel guilty about little things in my life. I feel guilty a lot about little things. Yes or no? If after hearing these 10 questions, if I got 5 yes, then one of the ways I'm expressing my anger is I am a stuffer. I stuff my anger. Let's take a time to reflect. Let's bring to our minds situations and circumstances where we have lost our temper, where we have been hurt, where we know we have felt angry. What did I do? Did I erupt? Did I explode? Or am I a person that when I get angry, I keep everything to my heart? I keep everything in my heart. I don't allow anyone to know that I'm angry. I'm scared. I'm afraid to show my anger. I'm afraid of God. I'm afraid that God will not be happy if I express my anger. I'm afraid of rejection, getting rejected by people if I express my anger. I'm afraid of retaliation. I'm afraid of consequences. Let's turn to the Lord, asking for His grace. Let's turn to the Holy Spirit and ask Him to bless us with the fruit of self-control. Self-control which helps us to control our anger and express it in a right manner. God bless you. We will continue with our second part of the teaching on how to manage our anger next week. Hope to see you all. God bless you. Good night. May the Lord help you. May the Lord be with you. May the Lord help you to reflect on your own life, on how you express your anger. May the Lord help you to see yourself truthfully, honestly. And may the Lord help you and direct your hearts to learn to express your anger in a right manner.
I'm Saint Lawrence. If you want to grow spiritually and know more about Jesus and His teachings, please subscribe to the channel.
I'm Saint Bonaventure, and if you enjoyed and learned something new, then please press the like button.
I'm Saint Philomena, and I want you to please share this video with your family, friends, and all your WhatsApp groups.
I am Saint Thomas of Villanova, and I want you all to comment a word or a scripture touch you the most watching this video.
Hi friends, I am Saint Monica, and today I want to encourage you all to press the bell icon mentioned here below in order to get notified about every new spiritual content on this channel.
Stay safe, stay blessed, stay connected.